happening.
We are recording. We're live finally. Getting started a few minutes later for some story time. It is the spring catalog now. Anybody else like so freaking excited?
Yes.
I am a spring scent girl and I want to love the fall scents. I do. I love a pumpkin here and there. I love apple. I am a spring scent girl. I have like 53 bars in my Scentsy club. I think only 5 of them are winter. The rest are spring, summer bars. Because if I could, and I only get that one quarterly, I don't get that one every month, Ariel.
Right. I'm just thinking now I got to go count mine. I don't have that many, but I got a lot.
I have a lot and they're like the good ones. But even the wintry ones that I have, it's like spiced grapefruit, apple s'mores, mandarin moon, like nothing super wintry, you know what I mean? Everything else is coconut cotton, beach daisy, kukui and coconut, like all of those really yummy summer scents. So I am so excited. I'll be very honest. I haven't done my launch. I've not launched the spring catalog with my customers. And that is like a total on me thing because we just have a lot going on right now. I was just telling Ariel, I am literally trying to make it look like 9 people don't live in my house right now because we're listing our house next week. We're having pictures taken on Tuesday and it's going live on Thursday. So I literally have had to go room for room. And we've lived in this house for 8 years, by the way. We've accumulated 4 children in those 8 years. There's a lot going on here. And I knew we were going to have to do this, but it's also basically really just me doing these things. Like, Scott, you take the children while I lock myself in this room for 4 or 5 hours and get all the things done, which it's been fantastic. But all that being said, I have not done a normal launch like I usually do. And there was part of me that was like, oh, Maggie, you need to get your life together. But also, I'm not trying to condition my local customers to come to me for stuff anymore.
Yep.
At all.
Yeah.
I'm training them to go pick up their own order from the warehouse because we live so close, or to order online, or to set up a Scentsy club. Because we're going, and it's not going to be that much longer. Like, yeah, we've got probably 3.5. Oh yeah. Like we'll be like leaving 3 months from now.
Saying it out loud makes it different,
Super, super real and strange. And my kids are having a hard time with it now that we have like a pod on the driveway. Like it's all very real right now. So anyway, I have not done my normal launch. I did not order all my products on the first, like I normally do. I'm not having I'm going to have an open house at some point to like sell my stock that I don't want to take with us, but I'm not going to get 6 bars of every scent like I normally have to keep here because I'm trying to train my local customers to order from me differently so that if they're still going to stay with me as a consultant, they're going to get their products differently. So anyway, I haven't really done my normal launch. My mailings I did differently. I didn't send out catalogs. I just did the stickers, which has been just as successful. Honestly, Yep. As of right now, it's been just as successful to do that as it was to spend hundreds of dollars more. Hundreds.
Yes.
Hundreds.
And isn't that freeing?
Yeah. Because I did my report and I had 247 customers that ordered from me in the last 6 months. So when catalogs are more than $1 a piece right now, and then you're going to spend, I spent 58 cents on a forever stamp versus almost $3 to mail a catalog.
Yep.
It's almost $5 per customer
per person. Yeah.
to send a catalog right now. Times 250.
Absolutely.
No, I'm not doing that this time. So I've changed a lot of the way that I've done it. I normally do like a big launch and I just haven't. So I feel like I'm playing catch up, but also, you know what? It happens. They still all know where to come for that, for their wax and stuff, but I'm excited to hear what you guys have done for your launches. Because I just think I can learn so much from other people though, because I'm going to be able to launch in a completely new place next time.
I think that total transparency. I was working my ass off until the end of February. my team didn't hit numbers. And so, I was trying to play catch up. I was trying to bust my ass and get orders in. And that's okay, right? We didn't hit numbers, not a big deal. But it shows me that I need to grow. But I also, kind of feel like I'm playing catch up. I have all of my mailers here ready to do whatever I'm going to do with them. I've gotten them stickered and folded, and they're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And that's going to be okay. My customers are going to be okay, right?
I just went out on Monday also,
Yeah.
by the way. So.
And I'm not worried because I'm not moving, but I'm trying to train my customers differently. I have dreams of changing half of my office into our music room. And so I don't want stuff anymore.
Mhm.
And so I could have bonus bought and got myself paid at title, but what's that worth? Right? That's not the point of this business. I need to grow my team, and that's on me, which I'm so excited about the $25 join special. I'm hoping that a lot of people will take advantage of it. But I'm running my business differently, and I'm trying to figure out what that looks like and let go of the preconceived notions that I had from previous seasons. So I'm in a weird headspace, but I think I'm finding my way out.
Mhm. Decluttering.
Yeah.
Like both physically and mentally is kind of where I'm at right now too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm decluttering, but like also, what are the things that I'm doing that I really don't need to do? Like, what are things that I can kind of let go of to free myself for this new season that we're in? I mean, our group hit numbers, but we didn't have 4 directors. I didn't have 4 frontline directors last month. So like, what does that tell me? That my stuff's consistent. I need to work on training more. So that's why I was excited about that sponsoring challenge that we just both set up on both of the groups.
Yeah.
Even just like a reminder, like a good accountability program. I always love these join specials because, to be honest, I don't have a ton of people that always actually purchase the $25 kit. It's a good hook.
Yep.
But most of them end up purchasing the full kit because it is a better deal.
Yep.
If it's an affordability thing, then obviously the $25 one is a better option. But it's just a good, and what is it about having a join special, a $25 join special, that makes us more apt to share it versus months when we don't have a join special?
Yeah.
Why don't we share it the same?
Yeah.
And I don't have an answer for that.
It's definitely psychological. It's like, oh, I have this great new opportunity, but it's only this month, where every other month we have a great opportunity, but it's not new. It's not shiny. It's not.
Because the value is better on the bigger kit. So why
Always.
don't we share it the same way that we share I don't know. It's totally a mental thing, but
it's almost like a consumer thought too. Like for me, it's so much easier to share something that is $25 versus something where I'm talking about something that's $99. Just, taboo topics and elephants in the room, but the economy is doing something right now, right? And it's like, I almost feel like $25 is so much more palpable for a lot of people in their budget right now to consider it, where I feel like as soon as I start talking about a $99 kit, it's almost like instantly like that doesn't fit my lifestyle or budget right now.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why I got excited, because I base a lot of my business. I would say my strong suit in this business is talking about the opportunity, and I haven't been doing that. And so for me, I need to dig a little deeper and figure out, why am I even not talking about this opportunity right now? But the $25 special, I will say, got me thinking about, oh my gosh, I remember how excited I am to talk about this opportunity. I am excited about what this does for your life and lifestyle. I'm excited about the travel opportunities. These are things I used to talk about all the time and just kind of stopped. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, what have you guys seen in your business? Have you kind of started to take a decline in talking too?
Same. Yep,
Yeah.
100%. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
I can blame it on a hard season. I think just for me personally, and anytime that we are in a season of foster care, it's really hard. There's so much that you can't share. And so it's easy to feel alone.
Mm.
And so I just stopped sharing altogether.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to just I don't know, not share because you just don't think about it, or you feel like you can't, or it's hard to even have the opportunity to like go live or do stories because I can't show him.
Yeah.
So, but also at the same time, like that can totally be used as an excuse or as a crutch because there's so much that I can share that I'm just not.
Mhm.
But like, why am I not? What is it about? Because I even thought it yesterday, like, oh, I can't wait till we get through adoption and I can finally like do XYZ. Well, why do I need to wait for that? I don't know. It's just, maybe it's a mental thing, thinking like, then I don't have to worry about, oversharing or, saying or doing something, not supposed to. Cause even like saying his name, I can't even say his name. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to feel like I can fully share things the way that I used to when there's so much of my life that I can't share. I do think that the move is going to be good for me because I will be able to have more to talk about. Like it's going to give, like turn that corner a little bit. Plus with the $25 join special, I'm going to try to recruit the heck out of a lot of my local customers.
Yes.
Yeah.
For $25, you can just be your own consultant, purchase from yourself,
Yes.
that kind of thing. So I don't know. It's just very interesting. Like, I totally think that there are seasons where I share more versus don't. Maybe even before that. I don't know what made me get out of sharing as much. I don't know.
I have what?
It's like perplexing to think about because just like you're saying, when I really sat down and thought about it, I'm like, why am I not talking? Like just at all? Why am I not sharing? You can go back, like if you want to make a highlight reel, in your Instagram, you can, thank you so much. I have my world is a little crazy today, excuse me.
Is that a butter box
Mug?
coffee mug?
Yeah. It's a Paula Deen butter mug and it's my favorite because it can hold like a lot of the foamy goodness. And today is a day for the foamy goodness and coffee. It's just a day. I love these kids.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, okay. So you can make a highlight reel, right? Like on your Instagram. And sometimes I do that simply because I need to go back and see a link I posted I forgot about, like it, because it saves everything you've ever posted on your Instagram stories. So I was going back and I was looking for something specific. And in that scroll, it dawned on me. I was like, I used to be so consistent about sharing, even changing out my wax, showing how I displayed my warmers, talking about how I change out the wax. And I was using it in my daily life that just fit, right? I would never have called it like content creation. It was just doing life in my Insta stories. And that was propelling conversations organically. And I don't know exactly where it stopped or why it stopped, but it has stopped. And it has had a great effect on my business. And now I do feel like when I sit down and generally think about when's the last time I shared Scentsy, what am I going to share Scentsy this week? Now it looks and feels like content creation. It lost this organicness somewhere along the way.
I agree.
And it's perplexing to me. What happened?
So
I'm doing
I
the same
think-
thing. I'm changing my wax. I'm still spraying I'm still doing all the same things. Why am I not sharing it? I'm in the same boat as you, Katie. Tell us why, Ariel.
Well, so I've been thinking a lot about this and I talk about what I do in our weekly team emails. It's rinse and repeat. And sometimes it just feels, I think to us old, even though the stories only last 24 hours, right? We're sharing a 24-hour period. And in our minds, we're like, well, they saw that last week. They're not going to want to see it again. But every time I share that I spray my damn bed, everyone's like, I love those. That made me make my bed. Or, hey, what is that? And it's one of those things where it's like, not everybody's going to see your story every time, but because we're in our own minds about it, we think, man, I do this all the time. It's not going to work. It's not worth it anymore. It's not worth the effort. And then unintentionally, I think we start demeaning ourselves and what we're doing and just the simple sharing. And that just subconsciously moves us away from continuing to share how we use it in our daily lives, how it is a part of our daily lives. And that is my psychology lesson for today.
I had the same kind of thought recently. I started sharing, my daughter picks our oil before bed, and she picks some like mixes because she demands 2, and these are the 2 she must have. And so I always let her do it, whatever. And I was sharing that with my stories and on my VIP group and things saying Kaya's pick of the day or oil pick of the day. And they were loving it. And I didn't realize how much engagement I was getting from that until I left town for 2 weeks. And I took my diffuser with me. She was still picking my oil in the hotel rooms. In every hotel room, she wanted to pick the color and pick the oil and all of this. And I wasn't sharing that. And then I realized like that could have been something easy for me to continue sharing. But then I kept feeling guilty, thinking, well, I'm gone for a funeral. Why am I sharing Scentsy when I should be grieving? But at the same time, like that's part of my life. I chose to pack a diffuser. I chose to pack a purifier and fresh and counter wall fan and all of the things. But I mean, that's the beauty of driving to travel, is that you can take all those things and still, I should have been sharing more while I was gone. And as I was unpacking last night, I realized I don't think I shared anything about what I was using in the hotels.
Interesting.
Yeah, it really is. I have found too that sometimes I think where maybe a little bit of my shift has come into play is, well, Addie started high school this year. And all of a sudden, like something kind of shifted in my brain, where my brain loves to do this really fun thing to me, where now we count backwards, right? Like you have 4 more Christmases, you have 4 more Easters. And it's like all of a sudden this need to be hyper focused is kind of out of control. Kind of intrusive thoughts, right? That aren't always so great, where it's like, hey, everything is very fleeting. And so I started really refocusing on where my time and attention was. And I did realize how much time I was spending on curating things to post sometimes, right? Or like this to-do list of make sure you unbox that warmer, make sure you show yourself putting wax in it, to the point where it was almost becoming daunting, where it was like, it's so overwhelming to think about, I'm just not going to think about it. So what I've kind of been allowing myself to do lately that has helped is I just try and capture the moments of my day like I would have anyway. And then at night, when you're settled and it's kind of that scrolling time, we all have it, right? Like before bed, if you're going to read or something, you take 30 minutes, you kind of just get updated on what's going on in the world. And that's when I have been systematically for 30 minutes. It's like, here is a recap of my day. And here's the thing, who's interested in it? Maybe not a lot of people, but it is the way of the world now. Like your presence on social media is kind of your presence. And so that has helped me. If it helps you too, like to just still capture the moments, right? And sometimes if we don't get to it in the moment, we can't play this punishment game where it's like, well, I didn't do it, so I can't do it now. You know, there's nothing wrong with posting in the evening, maybe how your day started. Like I got pictures of the flour all over the kitchen and the chicken they made. And I'm like, I'm not going to stop all the laughter and the craziness in my kitchen right now to be like, hold on, get together. That can come later, but it's so freeing to just kind of try and stay in those moments. But at the end of the day, recap, and there's no reason we can't throw in your Scentsy wax change that you did at 9 a.m. at 9 p.m. when the world isn't so demanding of your time, when maybe that creative freedom, I know for me, it comes in the evening. Thank you, God, for that great gift. Like, this is great. Why can't this come at 9 a.m.? But it's like, you can lean into that. It can look different for everybody. I think we all get stuck on these rules of it too, right? Where it's like, if you're not capturing it in the moment or you forgot to do it, well, it's just wasted and gone.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't have to be the case in our busy worlds right now.
Yeah. For whatever reason, well, I know why right now, but like, because I'm having to like minimalize and not have as much stuff out because I'm taking, things off shelves. I don't have out I have one current warmer out right now.
Yeah.
All my other warmers are retired because they're in like my favorites. And I don't feel like I can share my wax changes because my warmers aren't current. And that's like, I don't know, I've always done that. I've always had, I don't want to say all the new, but I think, and this is just a preference thing, I have not loved our last couple catalogs full of warmers. They're not my style. I don't love them. So I have warmers from 4-5 years ago that I love, that I have out that match my house and my style. So I keep those out. So when I needed just 3 or 4 warmers to have out in my house right now, I reached for my favorite ones and they're not current and I don't feel like I can share. And I can, it's in my head. There's no reason why I can't, you know what I mean? But I think that's part of what holds me back is, like I just said, I don't love winter scents.
Mhm.
So I don't feel like I can share a ton of my wax changes throughout the winter because a lot of my Christmas warmers are retired. And it does get a little bit daunting to be asked for my warmers all the time when people can't buy them.
Yes.
Yes, Karen.
But you still can. So I've been going through the exact same thing, Maggie, because there was a training recently of a consultant who works out of her TV stand, and she only has current out. And she said that she sells a lot of take a stand because that's the one she does her wax change. I'm the same, that I have a lot of retired warmers that I got on clearance when I first started. And I haven't been in love with too many of the new ones. So then I find myself not going to show a wax change on, one of the warmer, like the Cloud July of the Month warmer. My daughter loves that warmer, but it's not available. And so I don't show changing that one. I don't show changing my Classic Curve because nobody wants that one. No offense, but
Yeah.
like I don't think I've ever sold it, only in
Yeah.
a kit. But then as you were talking, it made me think you can still share your spring and summer scents in the fall, because now you can talk about club more.
Oh yeah.
Like like I do the same thing. I'm not a huge fall person, so I don't really show changing my wax unless it's Bayberry and Courant, which again, can't get that, but I love that one. And so now I'm thinking, okay, but then with the warmers, if I share one that's not available, then I can go find something that's similar. So like I started to get into my head thinking I can't share changing pumpkin because I don't use pumpkin. I only use Make
Yeah.
a Splash in November, and people don't want that, but it's good. You can.
Yeah. It's totally in my head. Like it's
Yeah.
not a real thing. It's absolutely in my head because I've always operated on my home being a showcase for our products, because this is like where I work and where I live. And I'm, the things that I'm using every day, that's how I do it. Whether it's changing out my oil every morning as I clean the kitchen or wiping down countertops, that kind of thing. So again, totally in my head, but I think that has been a stumbling block for me over the last few months because I didn't decorate for Christmas really, because we're out of town for Christmas for 2 weeks and I'm not decorating. I do Christmas big. Like every room is decorated for Christmas in our house. Like the banisters, I have multiple Christmas trees. I mean, I go all out for Christmas, and I didn't do that this year. And I think it got me in a rut because it didn't feel like Christmas. And then I knew we were moving, so I wasn't going to put out a bunch of stuff. And then there aren't any new spring warmers that I just have to have. The warmer of the month from last month, Twine to Unwind. I love that one.
Yes.
That is like me and a warmer. Love it. So I have that one out. But otherwise, they're all discontinued warmers. And I don't know, why do I feel like I can't share if it's discontinued? Because I do share discontinued wax every once in a while. If it's, I'd say every 2 wax changes that I share, I have a retired scent in there so that people will ask about Scentsy Club so I can mention it. But I don't know.
I feel like we forget how we talk about the opportunity, right? Like part of the appeal is you don't have to carry inventory. Part of the
Yeah.
appeal is this is a money-making business. You shouldn't have to spend, and you shouldn't, family money or your checks to acquire more. But yet last night I found myself making a cart for myself of the warmers I only half like because I feel like I need them to showcase. And it was like a time out moment for me. I'm like, whoa. Like this goes against kind of what this whole perk and opportunity is about. And I forget that the vehicle of this business truly is that we are selling a safe alternative to open flame candles, right? Like no soot, no open flame. It's not the basis, but people are looking for a safe alternative to open flame candles in their home. They want that warmth. They want their senses enlivened by these senses or these scents. And I'm so busy showing the vehicle, if you will, like, here is what you put it in, here is what you put it in, versus just talking about what we just talked in our team this week is how many times are you sharing on your stories and people might not even know what Scentsy is to begin with. They don't know the perks, they don't know the benefits, they don't know why we are a safe alternative to what last time I was at the mall, Bath and Body Works wasn't trying to bring people in. That thing had a line around the corner. Same with Yankee Candle. There's one kind of in our area too, where I'm like, they are not out there sign twirling and whatnot, but they are, people know what they are. and they've already decided they want it. So our job is just to consistently show up, talk about the products, talk about the safety behind our products. I think that is such a huge selling point. I have a team member who's a respiratory therapist, and she talks about what we are avoiding by using Scentsy, by not using open flame, what she has seen in studies and whatnot of really how this does acquire on your walls and your lungs if you're using candles. I mean, there's so many buzzwords, right? I feel like in 2023, we have such a wide variety of granola and crunchy and eclectic, all these wonderful things, right? People are looking for this, but are we talking about it, or are we getting so hung up on the fact that our caveat of what we're putting this safe alternative in is discontinued? Because that's where my mind is right now, is I can't show these things because I'm not ready. Well, somebody else who is just opening their mouth about the benefits of it is getting the sale over me, who is worried that I don't have the bunny warmer.
You know,
Yeah.
I love this conversation too, because I actually was using my rewards today and I had the flamingo in my cart because it's a really popular warmer. And then I was like, you know, I don't have a space set up outside for this. You know, as much as I want it, I don't need it. And why am I spending rewards on something that I don't necessarily need? And it's, what was it, like $60? I could get a 6-pack of pods for that. And or 7 pods, you know? So why am I wasting my money on something that again, I'm trying to not accumulate stock, and why not get things that I want? Because I earned those dang rewards. And again, that goes back into, I'm earning commissions and rewards. What a great opportunity to talk about that. So anyway, I took a screenshot.
Well, and like the rewards that you accumulate, I don't know about y'all, but I all the time end up with a ton of rewards and I don't need any of them. You know, like the flash sale had $500 in rewards on that party. So I just ordered all my clean bucket stuff with that. You know, like I don't need any of those things. And I'm not going to just use those rewards to have stuff just come sit here when I'm trying to get rid of things, you know? So I think too, whenever someone asks me, speaking of the opportunity, I think that's a perfect example. When someone asks me, okay, how do you earn money?
Mhm.
Well, we earn commissions, but we also get free and half price products that we can either use for ourselves or we can turn around and sell it and make cash. So you can look at those rewards as stuff that you can get for yourself, stock you can put on your shelf and sell to people, or, you know, it could, because it can turn around and be cash. You know what I mean? Like if you sell that product, there's nothing that says that you have to use that product for yourself. You know what I mean? Like it would take me forever to use $500 in product for myself, forever, unless there was something that I just really, really wanted. Like, I mean, I could have gotten 2 air purifiers, but to pack them up and put them away and not use them for a year for when our house is done, like why would, you know what I mean? So you can look at that in so many different ways. That was really hugely helpful for me when I first started having all those rewards, being able to then turn around and sell that product and then put that cash in my pocket. Because you don't have to have a stock. You certainly shouldn't be spending your money to build up that stock. But if you can sell products to then earn rewards, then turn those rewards into cash, that's a totally different, like a second option to earning money here. So I always like to talk about that too. When people ask, oh, how do you earn money? Well, we have the commission system, but what other business allows you to do that too, to have those consumable products? Because if you think about it, like jewelry or bags, you know, they earn those rewards and they like everything's so personalized, everything's so specific to the customer. How do you know that you're going to choose something with your rewards that your customers are going to want to buy? And then you've got stuff just sitting there. Then what do? You have a closeout sale or whatever. We don't have to do that with Scentsy. Like we just really don't. So that's what I ended up doing with those rewards. And I, you know, I still have several parties that I can close and get other stuff with them whenever I decide I want it. But Scentsy Clean Laundry is out. I stocked up on that. What'd you say, Ariel? Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, do you ever gift kit personally, Maggie?
Do I gift them? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do. I didn't have anybody to gift to this last time, but I also like, I usually have 4 personal parties a month, probably. And it's my own fault for not sharing and not finding those recruits, but like thinking about 4 recruits a month, that's a lot. Totally doable, but it is a lot. And it's been a long time since I've recruited 4 people a month. So, I don't
I have a
usually
hard
have
t-
one for every party.
I have a hard time finding people to gift kits to. Like, of all the people that have ever expressed interest or that I know would benefit from it, they just, nobody wants a free kit, which fine. For now, I'm letting them sit, but I was like going until I found somebody, and then they were all ghosting afterwards. And so I don't want to hunt until I find somebody that'll take it. I'd rather it sit or go ahead and get, 12 more wax bars.
Mhm. Yep.
I think sometimes it can read as almost, I just like to think about as a consumer a lot. And sometimes I feel like when we're gifting kits, because I do that too, and that has been my bread and butter. But when we're putting it out there, sometimes I feel like people are waiting for the bait and switch, right?
Uh-huh.
Like it's almost like, if I inquire about this, I'm going to get roped into something that's now going to cost $100, or I'm not going to be able to say no if they give me more information and it's not for me. I feel like sometimes in the presentation, because we're all so capable and eager to gift kits, because it's such a from the heart thing too, because those are taking rewards, those are taking our hard work and manifesting or making it into something for somebody else. But as the consumer, I feel like they're waiting for this bait and switch on it. So sometimes I feel like those gifted kits go so much further in the one-on-one conversation.
Yes. I don't
than-
ever post like, oh, I have a kit I have,
Yes,
it's rare. If I do it, it's usually in my stories and worded very carefully,
yes,
but it can look desperate.
yes.
If I were to post every single time I had a kit that I could gift, like, no. And I think that's what I meant by like, I close probably 4 parties a month, or I have 4 parties a month. That would be a lot of kits to be like, I have a free kit, who wants one? I have a free kit, who wants one?
Yep.
And I
think-
don't have a need for that product,
Right.
but at the same time, that it can look bad.
I think the power in the gifting of the kit comes after the fact. If you're going to post about it, you can say, I'm so excited. My new team member came in on a gifted kit. And then it's kind of like, wait a minute, a
Mhm.
gifted kit, because I feel like just transparently as a consumer, and then just social media, whatever. Sometimes when we put it out there that we have a free kit and it gets not many likes and no comments, people are watching that too. And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, nobody wants to do this, so I wouldn't have customers if I took it. Oh, they're not getting a whole lot of, so you know what I'm saying? So I feel like
Yeah.
the power in those gifted kits comes after the fact, when
Yes.
you've brought on somebody, they're excited, maybe they're having their launch party, and you use those buzzwords that are going to perk people's ears, like, well, what's a gifted kit? I'd like one. Then
Mhm.
versus just putting you have one, people are like, too good to be true, bait and switch,
Yeah.
don't want it, no comments, no likes, nope.
I even like to, after someone has asked me about the opportunity, then offer them a kit. Say like, oh, I actually have a kit that I can gift to somebody. I'd love to gift it to you. And then if you just want to spend $99 on something that you really want, then
Yeah.
that can be your first order from yourself. And then you can start earning commissions on that. So like,
Love that.
you know what I mean? That way, if they have extra money, if the $99 isn't a big deal to them, then spend $99 on something that you just really want. Like, is there a warmer that you're really eyeing? This is what you'll get in your kit. If you want to, spend that $99 on something for you, treat yourself that way, that kind of thing. So, but I don't usually like broadcast that I have it,
Mhm.
but I absolutely offer it to anybody that comes to me, or, in any kind of recruiting conversation. I absolutely offer that to people.
Yes.
But I do it differently. I don't, usually post that I have one.
And then if you have had multiple conversations, right, and you do post that, oh, I'm so excited, Layla is going to start her business or whatever on this gifted kit. I feel like if you've had 5 other conversations and they're like, oh, snap, it's gone, or somebody took it, it kind of does build this authentic urgency that you cannot otherwise forge. That's not something that you can like act like there is. That is something that just has to transparently and organically happen. So if you're having these side conversations, but you have someone take it first, I would absolutely post that someone is starting their business on a gifted 0 out of pocket expense kit. So that it does maybe create this urgency that the other 4 are like, can you let me know when you have another one? And I got another one.
Right?
We're gonna keep this thing going.
Yeah. Yes, no,
Um,
I agree for sure.
I think that creates, speaking of the $25, opportunity, I just think that's something good to maybe blanket, because I do feel like it's easy to talk about the opportunity and the free kits, but there's such a great way to kind of almost like and work it to your advantage more.
Yeah.
What are you doing this month, Kaylin, as far as the kit goes? How are you advertising it?
I'm gonna, post and share about it like I normally would, as a regular post each week, but I'm gonna go back through the people I had talked to. I have like 7 people that I had like kind of talked to, and I do have 2 kits I can gift. So I'll let them know, like, either one is available. But I think one girl is very interested, and she has Dark Harbor is her like only fragrance that she will purchase, and it's coming back in June. And so I tried to get her, tell her, like, if you join now, like, new catalog, and then you can buy out the Dark Harbor for yourself and make money back on it, like, or get your own free Dark Harbor. So I think she'll probably go for it. But I'm just gonna revisit a handful of conversations from the last 3 months that didn't come of anything. So my goal is always 4. So I know I put in our group chat that my goal is 4 this month. My goal is always 4. And I had 3 in January, but then February kind of went on hiatus. So I got to catch up. I'm just now getting to my mailers since I got home last night.
Sorry, it's getting hairy over here. I do the same thing. I like to, like I posted, I like to do the dream team thing and kind of revisit that every time we have a special revisit who I've talked to, put it out there several times a month just to kind of see who's been watching that hasn't said anything to me, because there's always somebody, always. I'm always surprised by people that ask me about joining. Some people that like, I've never asked them, I would never think to ask, you know what I mean? Because we don't ask everybody. We just don't. And anybody that says that they've asked everybody is lying. Because it's just not possible to ask everyone. You know what I mean? People that you don't even think of, or they've never talked to you about Scentsy, or you might have asked all your customers, but honestly, a lot of the people that end up joining never bought from me before.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I just think it's fascinating to look at that and see.
We've had my team has had like 7 people who just went online and did a $99 kit with no prior conversation. Like, it happens. And people are like, no, that doesn't happen. I'm like, no, seriously.
Both of mine last month were that. They like, I didn't know that they were going to join at all. They were like, it just popped up that they joined. I was like, oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
let's do it.
The day of the flash sale, my team had, or like that day and the next day, we had 4 people. And 2 of them were just online $99 kits.
That's awesome.
So
What do you think, little boy?
Mhm.
Say hi to our friends.
hi.
1 o'clock. We better wrap it up.
Mark.
Better get to work.
Love it.
Well, it's fun chatting with you girls today. I'm excited to see how the join conversations continue to go this month and how our teams grow. I'm just kind of getting out of that rut. I just think this is a really timely join opportunity with the new catalog, and like I'm just ready for fresh start, whatever that looks like, whether it's new spring scents or new join special, all those things. So
Agreed.
can you say bye-bye? Say see y'all next week.
Bye.
Oh. Bye, friends.
Bye guys.
Bye.